Welcome to another episode of This Old Hoopty, where I take this piece of crap and try and make it into something a little more pretty, I hope. As you can see to my right, I've kind of worked myself out of room once again, so I'm going to need to clean up in here and reorganize the shop pretty quick so I can get back to painting on the truck. So let's go over what I've got here and we're going to continue. So here's what I got. I told you guys in a couple other videos that I'm going to be LS swapping the truck. So we have a 2-ton engine hoist. We've got a welding cart here, a 110 volt welder, and I got all the supplies. I've got a welding jacket. I've got a new welding helmet. I've got some flux core up here we're going to practice with. And in addition to the new welding gear, I've got a couple portable work stands here. These are going to be to paint the doors on once I've got the truck out of the way here. This little box here is a truck bed lift. It's going to go across here, and it'll have a little chain here to link up to the engine hoist so I can pop that bed off by myself. Okay, if you guys have been following along, you know I only took care of the front clip and the center portion still needs to be done. I want to pull this bed so I can do some body work behind here because at some point, as you can see here, the bed was crashed into, which kind of shifted everything forward and did a little damage here. So I'm going to take the bed off, but it needs to go over here. That's really the only room I have where it's not going to hit the garage door over here. So the bed's got to go there, which means those seats and whatnot need to go over there. So all that stuff has to be cleaned up. And I've got to find a space for this once I've built it and got it out of the way because I'm going to trip over it and kill myself. So that being said, now everybody's up to date. Hope everybody had a happy holidays, and let's get moving. So I originally wanted to put the bed here standing upright, but I don't have room with it on the rolling dolly. It'll hit the garage door, so it is what it is. Quickly rearrange and take care of that. I'm sure some of you guys remember these. A lot of you asked me for them, but they're junk, trust me. You can feel the wood underneath it through here, but these are going to go in another truck that I'm going to purchase that'll have worse seats than this, and they'll stay in there temporarily until I do the new seats for those. So that way I always have the junk to replace junk that's worse. So and I've got a crappy sofa in the garage, so that's kind of cool. All right, build this up. Damn, that's heavy. As a recent graduate of YouTube University for engine hoist building, I'm going to assemble this really quick. Any tool or part or anything that I use in these videos will be listed in the description below, so if you need them, take a look down there. Remember, this, don't put torque on it. You will break the head. It's great for screwing stuff in, garbage for anything torque related. So this little bolt here doesn't want to go all the way through to here. We're going to use some persuasion. There we go. Like it had a choice. All right, let's quickly tighten it down. And this part's done. We're eating alive by mosquitoes. Let's see how this thing folds. Take this pin out. This pin out, fold this up. This pin goes back in here. This goes back in here. Oh, man, that's in there good. All right. Sun's going down, as you can see. Hello, beautiful. Since the mosquitoes have gotten ridiculous, We're gonna pull the truck back in here, try and keep it on that side, because I'd like to get the welding cart, the ramps, and the ramps are already assembled. I'd like to get the welding cart, the bed lift, the welder on the cart, and the 2 door holders put together tonight. So obviously I'm not gonna get to painting the doors today. That'll have to wait till the next video, but at least the shop will be organized and I've got room to move around again. So let's go. All right, back in my quiet little fortress of solitude. I've got all this space to work. We'll get this set up, get some lights on it. Let's get this stuff built. Let's keep going. I'm sure some of you would like it if I just snapped my fingers and these things would be built. But I kind of want to look back on this and remember the process. Or maybe my kids do, who knows? Alright guys, so as usual, one day has turned into 2. Change of clothes, it's a beautiful day outside. Gonna get back to work, it is what it is. We're gonna start with the Jeggs one-man truck lifter. So I'm gonna get this built up. That way I can get the bed off. We'll continue where we left off yesterday. As I said, if you guys can see here, there's a bunch of damage like this, and there's some more behind here. So we're gonna get this off so I can make some more space in here. This is gonna go over there, and I'm gonna start working on the body work for this so I can get this center portion done. For those of you who are new to the channel, the interior is already done. Let me get some light in here. Hold on a second. There, hopefully that's better. For those of you who are new to the channel, we've got some custom seats over here. The middle folds down. We've dyed the carpets. We've changed the color of the interior. We've done a custom headliner. We've swapped out the steering wheel. We've got billet on the dash. We've got an LMC truck dash painted black. All these centerpieces here are done with Rust-Oleum, and then the Galaxy color shift. So it changes from purple to blue. Hopefully that comes across in the camera there. To see how any of those interior pieces were done or where I purchased them, etc., take a look at my other videos. Before you ask, the billet pieces, eBay, Amazon, and nowadays secondhand. So check Let Go, Craigslist, etc. Do some Google searches. Google is your friend, and just search either C1500, C2500, C3500, K, etc. billet dash or billet interior, and you will find a ton of stuff show up, and that's where you can get the stuff from. Let's get back to work. All right, so with a couple hours of daylight, I'm going to work on taking this bed off today. I picked up the Jeggs self-removal bed kit, so basically it's just me and this kit plus this 2-ton shop crane. We're going to pop this bed off. That way we can put it off to the side, make a little more space in here, and I can do some of the body work that needs to be done underneath that window from when the bed crashed into it. So let's get everything hooked up and I'll click you back on. So that's something I've been wanting to fix for a long time anyways. I want to weld together a little box over there, either over there or somewhere over here, somewhere out of the way so I can use that space and have just the cap sticking up. This way I can take the cap off, fill the gas instead of having that. So easy to abuse right there, besides the fact that the little return line there is rotting from being out in the sun. And I also want to move my battery back to this area so it's easier to get to. Let's say you get locked out of the truck or whatever. It would be nice just to pop a top off and be able to jump this here, considering the fact that I have no door handles or locks on the outside. Makes it easier if I can charge the truck. All right, so you know you're in for a good time when your standard bolt is an 18 and it's been replaced with a 9/16, a whole bunch of washers, and this has a shim between the bed. Hey, you guys know what that is. That's from a deadbolt. So you never know what you're gonna run into on these things. It's all fun and games, right? All right, guys, there's a lot of videos out there on how to remove these beds, so I'm gonna skip past that. We're gonna do the short version. Short version is there's 8 bolts, 4 per side. The last 2 are behind the bumper. The first 2 are over by the filler neck, right up against the front of the bed. So other than that, you're gonna have to disconnect your filler neck, the 2 hoses that go to that. A flathead screwdriver will do the job. And then you can lift your bed with whatever you have. For me, I'm using an engine hoist, and I'm gonna use this so I can do it by myself. You'll see I've got some cardboard between the back window and the bed, so if it shifts or tilts that way, it doesn't hit my window. There we go. I've reconnected the filler neck to here. As you can see here, there's quite a bit of damage to the brake lines and the emergency brake lines from smashing the pumpkin into the bottom. I'm gonna cut that center part out there so this pumpkin can travel up and down a little bit better. I do not want to cut the bed out. I want to be able to use this bed. That's why I want to have this a little bit, that's why I want to have the filler neck a little bit more protected once it's back in there. So let's keep moving. This is going to be the hard part, trying to get this bed tilted and standing upright by myself. Let's see how we do. Here goes nothing. The end game is to stand it on this cart. Ta-da! Come on, you know you thought I was going to drop that, right? Alright, let me clear up the space back here, push this bed back over there, get it out of the way for now. Hopefully there's still enough light out here. You can see there's damage here and down throughout here. And I'd like to get all this the same color. So I'll have space to work on the doors in here, do that little bit of body work there, and then I can do the whole center portion with the doors on each side. That one-man bed removal from Jeggs, I'll leave the link down below. That thing's fantastic. As you saw, I did this entire thing by myself, including tilting it over. Now, you know, your strength may vary, whatever. Fact is, it's not really that heavy. But if you got two people, I'm sure you can tilt it upright and get it out of the way, or just leave it on the grass or whatever until you're done working on it, then just lift it back up, put it right back on the truck. Let's keep going. All right, let me quickly show you the damage that I've been talking about for the past year on the underside of this bed, because now you can get a good shot of it. As you can see, all up in there, all those little holes is where somebody basically just pushed Bondo into the back of this thing. And you can see up here, let's see if I can get far enough back, the metal's completely tore away over here. So basically, I need this back corner here replaced, because this whole section here, that's all Bondo sitting on top of destroyed metal. So if I can get a piece of metal to replace that, like a rear quarter, before I find a bed, because a bed will probably cost me 500 bucks, that rear quarter there, the whole side, will cost me 500 bucks. So if I can find a bed, I'm going to take the bed and just replace this bed and use basically the steel from this one to make the little parts that I was talking about inside the bed for the battery box and for the filler neck. If not, then this is going to stay a crapmobile, and I'm just going to do what the other person did and hide it so it looks pretty, because for me, this is not a show car. This is just something to have fun with. So I'll make it look as good as it could, and I think they say now just send it. So that's what I'll probably end up doing if I can't get my hands on a bed. I don't think I'm going to spend the $500 on a piece of sheet metal, so not when you can buy the whole bed for it. So unless I come across that, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, though, I did what I came to do. I got the bed off. Don't worry, I'll get to those brakes eventually too. So we're at the end of another day. The mosquitoes have come in and are starting to feast. Thanks for watching. You guys know what to do. Like it if you like. Don't if you don't. Subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest shenanigans. And I'll see you in the next one.